Welcome back. Let me ask you a question. When was last time you played TDS? And how long was the session for? Because let's be honest, TDS is kinda dying right now. It gains less and less concurrent, and TDS YouTubers are moving to Forsaken out of all games. But what happened to highest quality tower defense in Roblox? Was it poor business decisions, or game just became boring? Well, let's dive deep into this and finally discover why the fuck people are leaving Tower Defense Simulator. So, as we all know, TDS is a tower defense game. Tower defenses are known for not being very interactable, as you basically just place towers and wait for them to kill everything. I mean, there's Gatling gun that's a bit more interactable, but the main premise stays the same. In a game like Forsaken, there's an active gameplay where you in real time escape killers or kill survivors. I'm not saying that tower defense can't be fun. It can if you are a newer player, for example, or when events release. But if you are experienced, it gets boring really fast. For example, let's compare replayability in Forsaken versus in TDS to understand this better. So, in Forsaken you play with real people against real person or vice versa, and everyone has different characters equipped with different abilities in a one of multiple available maps. Now, I know that comparing Survive a Killer and Tower Defense is dumb, but let's agree that generally, first one is generally more fun, especially when replayed over and over. And now we have TDS, where replaying means playing same game modes with the same enemies and waves everywhere with maybe different towers, even though gameplay usually doesn't differ much. You can also play on different maps, but let's be honest, most of the time you will choose the same map over and over again unless a mission quest says otherwise. So in general, as you can see, Forsaken is way more fun than TDS, simply because of the different genre. Grinding is also more fun in Forsaken because every game feels unique and above advantages apply as well. Meanwhile, grinding in TDS is basically like playing chess, except you know every opponent's move. It's boring, tedious, repetitive, and not fun at all. This is in my opinion the reason why TDS YouTubers are moving to Forsaken. But tower defenses can counter this and add fun features that make gameplay more differentiated and therefore fun. For example, BTD6. Now, I don't play this game, so I may make some mistakes, and I'll also be using Wiki, so be aware. BTD6 is another tower defense that is fairly old. It updates pretty rarely, so you would expect it to be not very popular at this point, right? Wrong, very wrong. It's actually one of the most popular tower defenses ever, and it gets a lot of views on YouTube up until this day. But why does BTD6 peaks while TDS falls off? The answer is simple: community input. BTD6 has a lot of community-made content that keeps the game alive when there are no updates. For example, there are mods that allow any player to create brand new towers themselves and then use it in-game. Then there are community challenges that allow any player to create their own challenge and share it with others via the in-game tool. Finally, they also have community maps that TDS also has, except they are locked in a private server for unknown reason, and I don't remember last time a new community map was added. So other than that, what TDS has when it comes to community-made content? Nothing. Because of this, TDS has nothing to satisfy the community with while waiting for new content. I mean, there are weekly challenges and mission quests, but let's be honest, they are boring as fuck. Just imagine the potential of the game if community got their hands on Tide and was allowed to create in the game, creating new towers, maps, and challenges that are actually fun, because no one knows the player base better than the player base itself. But instead, the developers decide that they can cook themselves and community's hand is not needed. I mean, I don't force it, it's their game. They can do whatever they want with it. I'm just speculating. Maybe PvP will cook, but I'll be honest, I don't have high hopes for it. Alright, it may be just bloody nostalgia, but recently I felt that updates in the last years really fell off. For example, Skill Tree in my opinion is a terrible update that no one asked for that impacts and will impact meta negatively. They lowered the price, which is great, but ruin balancing still exists. Then we have stuff like Gambling Wheel, which makes TDS live up to simulator in its name. Then there are logbooks, which could be a great feature, but got ruined due to RNG. And sandbox mode feels like star levels in Clash Royale, released once and never touched ever again. Now, I'm not saying that old TDS was great in terms of updates, it also has quite a bit of terrible crap like hardcore update, but I just feel like that bad update amount has accelerated like crazy. Obviously this leads to players not playing and all the hype dying. These updates also heavily worsen first player experience, which impacts the player count as well. It also builds a bad reputation around the game. Events are not safe from this either, as recent events, even with good quality, are just less fun in my opinion. The wave design has degraded into what's called a slop spam, where the event just mindlessly spams ton shit of essentially same enemies, but they have different HP and speed. The bosses are also boring due to constantly reusing a jump mechanic, making them less unique. They tried something new with Primordial Draco Bloxer, but it didn't really change much and the boss overall was weird. And finally, new Battle Pass felt like a cash grab when it was firstly released, having a lot of filler rewards without even a deluxe crate on neither side, and just being worse to grind. I'm not entirely against the paid pass because devs have to make money somehow, and TDS is a business and business's main goal is to make money, but most players don't care about it and just want a free-to-play heaven. But let's be honest, this is never happening. Last point I want to bring, and in my opinion the biggest reason why TDS is not in a very good spot is because the developers simply ignore the community most of the time. This may sound insane, but let me explain. First of all, the updates. Who asked for skill tree? Who asked for gambling wheel? That's right, no one. So why did they add them anyway? I don't fucking know. Okay. Here's another example. What happens when TDS releases an objectively bad update and people start complaining? Do they address the issue, revert the update and rework it, or ignore everything and hope everyone eventually forgets? Yeah, it's the last one. This is really bad and shows how developers are out of touch with their community. I mean, they did decrease the cost of skill tree, but honestly, this mechanic is still a big mess balance-wise. Updates are unfortunately not the only way to show the developers' carelessness. Let's talk about bugs. Do you like them? Because Paradoxum surely does. Alien Crook Boss has been bugged since the Ducky Revenge and devs do not care about it whatsoever. This sucks because some people spent Robux trying to get it because it was locked in a Robux crate for no good reason. Hazardous Waste has been bugged for an ungodly amount of time too, with Last Quest not counting, and therefore making the mission impossible. Unless you pay Robux, of course. So many people reported this bug already, and there is no way the devs still do not know about it. They also do not know about community suggestions on how to improve the game. If you didn't know, in official TDS Discord you can suggest stuff with the suggestion channel. The best suggestions get featured, and I don't know what happens then. Well, here's my suggestion. Let's delete these channels because I cannot recall any time devs added something from it. Hell, I do not know they are even aware of them existing on their own server. There are so many good suggestions, yet everything goes to waste. So much missed potential. Concluding this point, TDS overall feels like it lost soul and became a corporate moneymaker. People love old TDS because it felt more humane, but now it feels like something made by corporation, not a bunch of ambitious people. And that's a bad thing, and is likely the biggest reason why Tower Defense Simulator is rapidly losing players.